Hello, and welcome to the myQMS.ai demonstration. My name is Justin Dierking, one of the co-founders of myQMS.ai. I'm going to demonstrate a few different capabilities we have available on our solutions platform today. The first one I'm going to demonstrate is our chatbot. Our chatbot can be trained on your quality system, which includes your QMS procedures, SOPs, work instructions, templates, forms, and guidance documents, and provide a very easy solution for any employee across the organization to quickly navigate your quality system. I'll demonstrate a few of those capabilities as well as additional features. The first one I'll talk about is navigating your quality system. So a very common challenge within complex quality systems is finding the right procedure, work instruction, form, or template that you need to use at the right time. So here's an example of I may be a newer employee. I need to initiate a CAP request. I've never done this before. Where do I even start? In today's environment, you might call up someone, you might call your boss, you might fumble around on your own quality system site and try to find it, which could take anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour. In our case, you can quickly navigate through natural language and find the procedure you need immediately. In our case, it will give you a brief description of how to complete a CAPA request, and then immediately provides you with the document that you're looking for. In our case, we have a CAPA procedure. So within a matter of seconds, that employee is off and running and being productive instead of wasting their time and maybe even wasting other people's time trying to find something very simple. Now, this can be trained across all of your quality system. In our case, we've done a few example quality system procedures across our platform, including design controls. So this can be replicated virtually in any part of your QMS. So a common question that might occur in a design control process is connecting design inputs to outputs. Again, it will give you a description of how to do that, and then it gives you immediate access to the documents you need to become productive and start working right away. In our case, we have a traceability matrix procedure and example form, as well as design output requirements and design input requirements. So this can be a great way to enhance your team's productivity and reduce frustrations with navigating a very complex quality system. The same can also be done across your records. So you're constantly carrying records every single day. You're creating CAPAs, you're creating audit records, you're creating validation protocols and validation reports, calibrations, complaints, whatever it is. As long as our AI is trained on those records, you can easily navigate them and find the information you need. In our example, we've created a CAPA database, and we can simply ask very simple questions like, what were all the CAPAs related to medical device reports? In a matter of seconds, it will scan them. It will give you a summary of, in our case, the two different CAPAs, and then we'll give you immediate access to those CAPA records so you can start working on them and gathering data. So this is a really handy tool to use for situations where you need to conduct maybe a repeat CAPA search, a repeat non-conformance search, a repeat internal audit finding search, or for knowledge sharing. Very often people are trying to solve problems or find information in a record for a report they need. There are various ways that data may be stored now, which many times are inconvenient and hard to find. Using an AI system like this, you can find that in a matter of seconds. Finding information is a huge benefit for using AI. It can also be used to help you create documentation. So a very common complaint in quality systems is that it's hard to create records, it's hard to know what to do, and it's hard to know if my record is good enough. So in our case, we can use AI to help us do that activity. So following along on this CAPA idea, I'm this new employee. I've never created a CAPA request before. I can give a very basic description of what my CAPA is about, and then ask the AI to help me from there. The AI will give you a draft issue description with some blank spots for the employee to fill in, and then add additional details that it suggests you include. And then the employee can take that, create a new version, and then feed it back again for additional advice. So in our case, the employee creates a new version with a little bit more details that were recommended by the AI in the first round. And again, it'll give you a few more suggestions, an additional example, and then a few other details that it recommends. You can see from this example how maybe after one or two more of these rounds, that person has a really solid issue description that they can go forward with to their manager or maybe even to the CAPA board to get approval. This took maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes to complete. And normally in situations like this could take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour for an inexperienced employee to do it. A real boost to productivity. Now, this chatbot can do a lot of different things. We call it our Swiss Army knife. But oftentimes you are looking for automations for routine tasks and that you want more complex and more standardized outputs for. We've created an automation platform that connects a variety of different AI agents that we've created together to do more complicated tasks. The primary one that we focused on is auditing. And this tool can be used not only to audit documents, but it can be used by employees to review documents before they send them for approval. It could be used internally in review processes. Oftentimes, records need to go through a number of different approvals. Approvers could use tools like this to help them make smart decisions and more quickly make decisions about whether to approve documents or not. And I'll show you how that works. So in our case, you give the name to whatever you would like to audit. So it has a name. In our case, I'm going to do a CAPA audit. And you then select from the variety of different audit modules available. It could be a nonconformance. It could be a complaint. Maybe you're doing a supplier qualification. In our case, we're going to do a CAPA audit. And then you can select any or all of the phases of the CAPA you would like to audit. In our case, I'm going to select all of them. And then it's as simple as dragging and dropping your files in. In our case, we have a main CAPA file that has all of the information about the description and root cause summaries and so on. And then we have two attachments, one of them being an investigation report for the root cause analysis, as well as a communication that was done for stakeholders. And then you just hit go. Our AI can process any number of different file types, including PDF, Word docs, Excel files, PowerPoints, as well as images. Now, this can take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to complete. So I'm going to show you one that was completed recently. The output will be very standardized, and it'll give you a summary on the first page of everything that took place. It will give you an overall score, which is a pass-fail based on all the criteria that the AI is evaluating against. And then it gives you feedback, both good and bad, from a high-level summary. You can then go and look at all of the details for the CAPA for each of those sections and phases to understand what went wrong and what was acceptable. So we'll start from the very top. If you're auditing a CAPA, you're first going to want to get a lay of the land. You're going to want an executive summary. So what the AI will do is summarize the CAPA for you in a very condensed format so you can understand it and move forward. Things like the issue description, what were the root causes, corrective actions, and the effectiveness check. It then also gives you, per these numbers, a reference to the document that it used to provide that information. This is a critical point for any AI system to make sure that it is not suffering from hallucinations. So we enable that verification very quickly by having the document pulled up at the click of a button, and then the user is able to very quickly look at the information in the CAPA results, in the audit results, and verify that it's correct. You can continue on through the CAPA phases in the different sections and understand what went well and what did not. Every CAPA needs a risk assessment. In this case, we failed to complete a risk assessment in the CAPA file, and the AI has identified this as a gap. It will identify it as a gap, it will give it a red X, and then it will also provide information on how you can improve your record. In this case, it suggests it should evaluate the potential impact and urgency of the issue, considering factors such as safety, compliance, and business impact. Continuing on in the CAPA, it will go through each of the different phases, including your investigation and root cause. With the reasoning and logic capabilities that we have programmed, we are now able to evaluate the root causes and provide advice and suggestions to ensure that you have gone deep enough in your root cause analysis. This is really the key point of any CAPA, is the root cause investigation, and is usually the point where most CAPAs end up failing. The root cause analysis was not sufficient, it was not deep enough. Maybe the team only found the symptoms of the problem and not the real root cause of the problem, and therefore their CAPA eventually fails. Our AI will evaluate each of the root causes you identify and ensure that it has gone far enough in the root cause analysis process. If it has not, it will provide additional questions that you should explore, additional avenues of investigation, and then provide additional suggestions on how you can improve this. In our case, we have 3 root causes in our CAPA, and each of them, we left them a little bit high level. Definitely not the type of root cause that I would expect in a CAPA, and the AI has identified each of them as needing more investigation. As I mentioned before, it always gives you a reference to the documents that it reviewed to come up with these conclusions, which then enables the user to very quickly go through that specific documentation and understand how it came to those conclusions. It will also do things like look at your action plan to make sure that that is sufficient, your effectiveness check, your implementation execution, and then your final effectiveness check execution as well. In this way, you can very quickly evaluate audits and evaluate records much more quickly and accurately than a human can do on their own. In pilots that we have done with other companies, we've shown a productivity increase of 50 to 70% compared to doing this manually. We've also identified numerous non-compliant situations in completed CAPAs from other companies that our AI discovered that humans did not discover, even though they went through a number of different review and approval cycles through their quality system processes. So tools like this can not only significantly enhance productivity, but can also give you more compliant records that are more accurate and enhance the compliance to your patients and customers. Again, this tool can be modified to encompass any number of different situations at your company, whether it's non-conformances, CAPA, complaints. It could also be done for any other type of internal auditing situation or any other report reviews or approval cycles you have for any of your quality system or even business processes. Thank you for watching. We do have a number of other capabilities that we can demonstrate for you as well. This is just a handful. We'd love to talk with you more. Please reach out if you would like to have a further demonstration. Thank you.